Hello everybody and welcome to another Uniko video with me, Bev, the owner and designer of all things Uniko. Happy March! Welcome to my first video in March. I really do hope you enjoyed all the celebrations in February and all the product introductions in the last week. Obviously I did lots of videos then, so thank you for joining in. I'll be announcing some winners on Friday, I believe, Friday or Saturday. I can't remember what date I put. I think it was the 8th. And what are we on? We're on the 5th, so 6, 7. So on Saturday I will be announcing all the winners from all the celebration posts and some random winners as well. Anyway, today I thought I would share a little bit about Uniko's style, my style of drawing. Now, if you saw my blog post or social media on Monday, you might have seen that I'm joining in with March Meet the Maker, which was something that Joanne Hawker, I've followed her for a while, and also March Meet the Maker, has done for a number of years now. It used to be a calendar of showing your business and your brand and things over the whole month of March. Now, I tried it once, but I couldn't keep up. I wasn't organised enough. But this year, they're only doing 3 posts a week. And I thought, oh, I think I can manage that. And today is all about style. And when I got to thinking about Uniko's style and my style of drawing, I was instantly reminded of these 2 sets. Originally Organic, which came out first in 2016, September-October 2016, and then originally Organic Editions, which was an edition set drawn in the same style so that they could be interchanged and things and work individually or together. So it instantly reminded me of these 2 sets because I think they really do show how I draw in this flowing sort of organic style. Now, I was looking for some samples, but a lot of them are already on my board, so I'll demonstrate these sets shortly. And the boards I'm talking about are the ones that I take to shows with me. So I keep them in the garage. So I had a quick look through my box of samples that have been on boards before, so they are looking a bit scrappy when I change things out. And I actually came across this card here that uses Beautiful Blooms 3. Now, this stamp set actually came out before Originally Organic in the February of 2016. And you can see sort of hints of the style, this sort of floaty, curved lines with the outlines and the filler infills and things. So obviously my style was developing before that, but I think this set really sort of launched into other ones. For instance, there is a set called Organically Zesty that came out a few years after Originally Organic, and as you can see, some of these features, like these leaves here, are featured in the Organically Zesty. So it's a style I think that I've carried through more sets. And then most recently is the Organic Blooms. Now, obviously I do title the stamps with the organic. This was designed that the sentiments are done in the same font, but you'll see that the flowers can be used as well with some of the stems and the leaves and things. So yeah, I thought we'll have a look and I'll use these stamps for a couple of ideas. I'm going to start with Originally Organic. it's really easy for me to orientate towards this. I love the curves and the flow of this design. So I thought what I'd do is a couple of quick ideas of using these sort of outline stamps, especially if you're like me and not a huge fan of sitting and colouring. But I do have to say that the originally organic style it looks beautiful in just simple flat colouring. But I thought for today I would combine a fun stencil as well, because not only does this originally organic sort of define my style, a lot of people know me for my mid-century modern collection. I really love the 1950s, the 1960s, and I'm heavily influenced by a lot of design history, really, going back to my part-time uni days when I was studying for textiles and surface design. So that's sort of where that stems from. But I have this lovely stencil called Mid-Century Modern Shapes, and it's fun. It's a fun stencil. You can use it as is, or you can choose parts of different shapes to individually stencil. So I thought what I'd do is create a little sort of bit of a background, and I'm just going to mask off these areas. And create a colourful background. So you might know me for this collection if you've come across it on social media, or a lot of people have found me through Pinterest. Especially this collection, it's one that I have posted a lot. Now, I didn't think I really had a style at first, and it wasn't until I did my first show, maybe the second show, and I used to go to Port Sunlight. It was called Happy Stampers back then, and it wasn't until I had my products on display that I could really actually see my style, how all my stamps sort of, they do work together, even though they are designed, you know, slightly differently or whatever. It did really show then. And another thing is I love bright colours. I like white card bases and I love bright colours. So today I've decided to use this collection of inks. These are by Amy Tangerine for Ultranew. They're fresh dye inks, and it's just a lovely rainbow palette. I finally got round to getting the re-inkers recently, so my ink pads are all nice and juicy. So I thought I'd use them today. So I'm just going to do a little bit sort of a rainbowy background to stamp the image. And then we will do a little sort of builder. I'll show you how you can use some of the florals from the other sets. But yeah, so I think these sort of define my style. I mean, that's just my opinion. So what would you say defines my style if you had to pick a stamp set, or something from Uniko, and you saw someone using it on social media? You'd say, what would you say? Oh, that's definitely Uniko. I know it's a difficult one for some people, especially if you're new to Uniko, but I'm always curious to know what others think. And hopefully some people are starting to get their February release, 13th birthday February release products through the door. They should be landing now, and I should have the stencils restocked by the end of the week, including the free gift that I clearly underestimated on. I really didn't think I would get that many orders on release day, and the free gift sold out before 11 p.m. well, ran out before 11 p.m. I shouldn't say sold out because it's free. So I have ordered more, and those who have ordered since and their order qualifies, all you needed to do was spend £15. That's before shipping costs, and the stencil would be automatically added to your order. So I've ordered some more. Obviously there's some orders waiting, but I know I ordered a few more extra because you've got until the 7th. And this is obviously the last restock I will be doing of this free stencil. It will then go on sale if people want it. Yeah, so anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing people hopefully this coming weekend using their Uniko goodies. So I randomly just missed the orange, because what I'm going to do is overlap the orange slightly here. So I'm just creating a random background with these shapes. I'm choosing the circular ones for today. So I'm going to infill with the orange here. So I'm full of beans today. The sun is shining. Spring feels like it's not far away. I know that's not the case for everybody, especially my friends and customers in Australia and New Zealand, for example. So I apologise, because I know you'll be heading into autumn after summer. But it's so nice here in the UK to finally have some sunshine. It's lovely in the sunshine. It's just chilly outside of the sunshine. That's when you know it's spring as well. But it's exciting. I actually made an effort today and got my first lot of washing out on the line as well. So that's made me happy. It's the little things, isn't it? Especially the rate my two children, my twin boys, get through clothes. It's honestly, I thought they'd be reasonably good, but they just seem to get through clothes like nobody's business. So I'm just going to overlap here slightly, and I'm going to do green. And then I might just use this little one just to add a few extra little dots. And then we'll get to stamping the image, because I know that's really what you want to see. Again, I just had an idea and I just thought, right, I'm going to jump on and do a little video. I haven't really prepared a lot in advance, other than deciding what to use. But that's just the way I roll. So I'm just going to go over the green. So I've used Cherry Sweet, Tangerine Dream, Lemonade Stand. This is Let Us Celebrate. The fun names of colours to go with the bright zinginess of them. Obviously in other videos I've used Concord and Ninth a lot. But if I know I'm going to do a rainbow of colours, these ones are really nice. I do like these as well. So I've done them, and then there's this little sort of blob that I thought I might just do a couple of random blobs sort of floating away a little bit. Apologies, one of the chickens has obviously laid her egg and she's telling the world about it. They must know when I'm going to do a video. One laid really early this morning, but obviously this little lady is a little bit later than the others and she's telling us about it. They are funny. Either she must have just come out of the coop and she can't find the other two. That's often why they make a lot of noise as well. But it's funny, I was hanging the washing out and I had a look to see if anyone was in. It's in the shed. We call it Chicken Hotel. There's a sort of shelving thing in there and we put a basket with straw in because they don't always like laying in the coop. And there's a basket as well, which is a bit more enclosed, which one of the hens likes. And I found Callie, our little almost 1-year-old cat. She's still quite a kitten really, asleep in the basket. So all the animals seem to use it, which I thought was quite funny. So I've just done this little extra blob here, and I think I might just do one down here in Easy Breezy. So I've just used Tickle Pink there. I might just overlap it slightly. So I'm just using this Eclipse tape again, just to mask off the sections. Now, in my other videos last week, I was using my magnetic board, and I still love it, I'm still using it, but I knew I wanted to mask off sections, so that's why I thought I'd just use this masking tape to hold my stencil in place today. So this is Easy Breezy. And I'm just going in quite dark with that one. And this should look, yeah, I'm happy with that. We might add some extra bits and pieces as we go along. You know me. So I'm just going to use my stamping platform just in case I need to repeat stamp. And I don't know where my huge block is either. So I thought for this one I would use this lovely swirly image. I just love the curves and the flow of this image. It's one of my favourites and I always reach for it. It's nice. I haven't used this stamp set for a while. So it's nice to join in on events like this. Not only do you get to know a little bit more about me and Uniko, but I've got a feeling it's going to make me use a lot of things that maybe you haven't seen for a while or they're new to you, even though they're older to me. So I'm using the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. I finally found my pad. I lost it a while back. And I've got this little sort of like hockey puck type thing to help me add pressure instead of using the cuff of my jumper. And it's stamped lovely first time. Makes a change for me. So I'm just going to wipe this off just so I don't get ink all over my fingers. I use a microfiber cloth. It's by Purdy and Fig. It's a UK company, and they do lovely smelling sort of sprays to clean your house with, and and you got a free gift as a bottle and a cloth to obviously clean with. I got a few of the cloths, so I thought they'd be quite handy for when I'm stamping to clean things. So now I'm just going to choose a sentiment. We've got friends are flowers in the garden of life, all things grow with love, bloom where you are planted, find beauty in the simple things. Obviously in this set we've got you are my most favourite, I cherish our friendship, I am blessed to call you my friend, bloom, and then live life in full bloom. I think we might do, I don't know, I can't just, you are my most favourite from this one. I want something quite small, and I've noticed that I've managed to get a line from my masking tape. It's only slight, but hopefully when I stamp the sentiment it'll take focus away from that a little bit. So I just want to pop it in this corner here. Knowing my luck it'll draw focus to it, but hey ho. Normally I don't use my stamping platform as much to stamp sentiments. I usually just do it with a block, but while I've got it out, because that's what happens, I'm going to find a block because I'll faff about for ages trying to get it straight. But we just have them days sometimes, don't we? There's a block. It's got some pink ink on it though, so I'm going to just give it a little wipe. Hopefully the sentiment was stamped lovely first time. So I'm just lining up favourite here to make sure it's reasonably straight. Like so. Now another thing that's quite common in the originally organic or the organic style stamp set, and even some that aren't titled originally organic, so for instance floral vines here I've used recently, is drawn in a very similar style, and you'll find these sort of like little accent stamps with dots and circles and things. That's quite common in my stamp sets, just sort of as a little accent and feature, just to add some little details. So that's what I'm going to do on this card, is just add a few little detaily dots around. Again, normally I use a lot smaller acrylic block from when I'm stamping these little circly bits, but I don't know where all my little ones have gone. I've obviously hidden them somewhere. They're almost like bubbles, these. But I think I just add just a little something, a little bit different. So I'm going to stick with doing it 5 times and just leave that card as is. So I'm going to set that aside to dry for now. I won't bore you with mounting it on a card, because all I'll probably do is just mount this panel, because it's 9.5 by 13 centimeters. I'll just mount it on another piece of card. I'll probably do it as flat rather than adding dimension, just so it's easy post. But yeah, that's all I will do. So I'll set that aside to dry so I don't smudge any of the black ink, because it does take a little bit of time to dry sometimes. And I just want to show you a couple of things using some of the other images from the sets. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of removable adhesive just to keep it in place a little bit better. These two magnets in this one aren't super strong. As you can see, one has snapped in the past. So in Originally Organic, you've got this stem and leaves here. So you can stamp this. Obviously, I'm going to do it in black, but you could do this part in green, and then you can add your flowers and things in another colour. So if you didn't want to add any colouring with pens or pencils or watercolours or whatever, you could just stamp in a colour. But I'm going to do this one in black first, just so you can really see the beauty and style of this stamp. And you can see here that the circles and things are featured. But these would, I mean, since these sets come out, there's these beautiful everyday sentiments. I love this font, and they would work lovely with these as well. I think they'd just add that slight little difference. But that's one thing I do when I'm designing things, is how things will work and look with stuff that I've designed previously. So in this set, in the Originally Organic set, you've got, I think there's 3 different style of flower, but there's lots of sort of mix and match. So there's this sort of like bluebell style, or you can do it as an upside down bluebell. You've got this one here that this section fits inside, and then this one here as well. So there's 3 different sort of styles, but you can sort of mix and match them a little bit. And then in this set there is a solid version of the 2 flowers, and then these sort of little ones as well, and these are designed to work with this stem. So what I'm going to use this sort of upside down bluebell, and I might use one of the other ones as well. From the other set. Now I know that you don't normally see 2 different styles of flower head on one plant, on one, but I think that's where creativity comes in. It doesn't have to be lifelike. Obviously these are stylized flowers, so they're quite easy to line up, and there's this sort of like half circle here that you can stamp in the bottom to add detail if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave it as is. Just move that out of the way, and then I'm going to use this sort of like trumpet style flower here from Originally Organic Editions. It has a bit of a sort of maybe a petunia sort of look to it. Obviously I know some flower names, but don't always get it right unless I'm looking at the exact flower. But I haven't planted many bulbs or anything this spring because my chickens just, they go in all my pots and plant pots and my planters and things, and they've just been digging everything out. They've already been in my pots this year. It's the only drawback to having chickens. So then you could just colour it with marker pens or whatever, and it's super fun. So I just wanted to show you how you can sort of mix and match the flowers from each one, and so you could actually see the stems. And I've done this a little bit wonky, so once it's dry I'll probably cut it out, add some colour and add it to a card. I might even trim off sections or something. I don't know, I'll do something to it. So when I upload the video, I'll have done a blog post as well, so I'll add a link on the video so you can actually see the finished cards when I get around to finishing them. But I just wanted you to see these sort of sets in action, how they work, because sometimes you can't actually see them until they're being used. You can't sort of envision what they'll look like. But they are so much fun to use. So if you sort of only found me recently, you might not have actually seen many samples or cards with these used before. I'm going to turn this slightly. You'll also see on the website that these sets do have dies that match, but they're currently out of stock. I apologise for that. I used to get my dies made in America, and they just haven't really been cost effective over the last couple of years, with all the import costs and blah blah blah. And now I'm in a position where I feel, yeah, I can start bringing dies back. The company has now gone out of business, which is a little bit frustrating, but I have found somewhere else, so hopefully it won't be too much longer before I start bringing back some dies, as I know not everyone like me likes fussy cutting. So this is in a heart shape that you'll see once it's stamped. Sort of a spring heart bouquet, or wreath, I should say. That was the word I was looking for. Wreath, a heart-shaped wreath. That then you can go in and add the flowers, sort of filling the gaps. They're really quite cute, these little. Again, I'm going to use the outline stamps. I'm going to use this little bloom and this little bloom to fill. I'm just going to see if I can find, oh, there they are. They're hiding right at the back of this little drawer that I have. So I have these little tiny blocks here, and they're just super handy for these little tiny stamps. And I'm just going to sort of fill them in and complete the heart shape. Apologies if my hair has just got in view, like so. As I say, the other flowers will work as well. And then we've got the new flowers. Obviously they're a lot bigger from the new set, which is Organic Blooms. And it probably would cover a little bit of the heart shape and as such, but I think they would work lovely, especially with this sort of flowers. So I might even, when I finish the video, have a play and share. Obviously I don't want to keep you too long. I can chat and craft till the cows come home. Like so. And then I'm going to use this tiny one just to fill in these little gaps here. And obviously if you wanted to draw, you could just use a fine liner if you wanted to fill in some of the lines a little bit. But what I've done in the past as well is stamp these individually and then raise them up a bit and fill in some of the gaps, add more flowers and things. But they are what the originally organic main images look like. And obviously there's lots of different things you can do, like with the heart you could just stamp it and just use like one section by cutting bits out of it. You've got this it's in this, which one, where is it in my head? This one here. You've got this small sort of like leaf sprig that you could just add a little bloom next to a sentiment. There's just so many options with these sets, and as I said at the beginning, I really think they define sort of my style of drawing and are quite recognisable when I use them more. So I hope you've enjoyed this sort of little introduction to my style of drawing and these two sets, originally organic and originally organic editions. I will hopefully be back later this week. I've got a few more video ideas using some stencils, so I hope you can join me again soon. Bye for now.